How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank you.
I think you haven't been back since what, season 1, right? Or was it?
I think maybe. I know I was on. Was that this year? Like in February?
Was it February? No. That was last year.
Oh, was it
you
last
were
year?
you were earlier this year, weren't you?
We did like for Black History Month, I think.
Oh yeah, that's right. Goodness
So it's my third
gracious.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, February. Awesome.
First video.
First video.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Welcome in.
Thank you.
Oppenheimer. We'll get into it.
Yes.
I do have a few questions so people who haven't seen you or who are just chiming in now.
Yeah.
Because I figured people would just chime in with just video now.
Yeah, for sure.
But like, what's your relationship with film?
I would consider myself a movie buff. I don't know. My grandma loves movies, and so I remember growing up watching movies with her. And my aunt specifically loves Disney movies, so I remember watching her having like stacks of VHSs, and being really close, and so watching movies. So I think that's like where my love for it came from. And I feel like you kind of end up in two realms of people who like TV shows, people like movies. I'm sure there's people who both.
Absolutely.
But I'm definitely more on the movies. Probably haven't seen most TV shows, but I try to watch most movies. And so yeah, I just have a love for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. You I've been hyping you as the guest for this episode recently a lot. So I've just told people that like you're the biggest Nolan fan I know.
Yeah.
I figured like every time we have a conversation about movies, we always implement Christopher Nolan into the
Oh, for sure.
conversations.
Yeah.
And it always he always makes his way into our conversations.
No, 100%.
So I felt like it was very fit for you to be a part of this episode.
Yeah.
So first off, thank you for making the time to do this.
Of course.
And are you still the biggest Nolan fan I know?
I think so. I think I have a hot take on this movie, so I might get canceled, but I do consider myself still a big Nolan fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before we deep dive or whatever, before we just dissect Oppenheimer a little bit, what was your first Nolan film?
I think my first one was Inception.
Okay.
Yeah, which is my favorite one. So I don't know if
nice.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
that's
first
a
one, favorite
follow-up
one.
question.
Yeah.
So it would be like, what's your favorite one, or what would you say like your top 3, or if you can name
Yeah.
more than top 3, give me your like order.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say, Inception. Probably Interstellar or Dark Knight.
Yeah.
I don't know. I watched Dark Knight recently, and I've just been on like this kick about it. Literally, anytime I'm talking to someone, I'm like, but like Dark Knight, Heath Ledger, like the whole thing.
It's great.
Literally iconic. So those are either 2 and 3 swapped.
Okay.
I mean, Dark Knight Rises is up there too with Bane,
Really?
Tom Hardy.
Okay.
Yeah, like that one. And I feel like the rest are kind of muddled. I feel like I have a strong like sense of like top 3, and then the rest are kind of muddled. Like I think I've seen every single one. Dunkirk, Memento, Tenet.
Have you seen his first one? I think first feature film is called Following.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That one's good.
Okay.
For like a very first film or whatever. But okay. Sweet.
Yeah.
Inception is your number 1.
Yeah, for sure.
Leo is just.
Yeah, I don't know. It just hooked me. It got me.
It is a great concept. The lucid dreaming thing was just like genius. And
Literally.
I feel like only him, Nolan, could take this on.
No, it's very, very fitting.
And give like a visual.
Yeah.
Are you excited? Speaking of Leo, real quick, are you excited for Killer of the Flower Moon? Have you heard of that?
I have. I've seen the trailers. It looks very interesting. I'm intrigued. It's like I feel like it kind of looks like a combination of a few things, but also has like a new vibe to it.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of what Hollywood has done recently has been very like regurgitated live action type of thing. So I'm excited for something kind of new.
Yeah. Did you feel the hype behind Oppenheimer or Barbieheimer that weekend?
I did. Yeah, I was surprised. I haven't seen Barbie yet, so
Okay.
I didn't get to, I guess, fully take advantage of the weekend.
Yeah.
But I was very surprised around. I don't feel like there's been that much hype around a movie for a while. So
okay.
yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, it felt like a Marvel almost like weekend.
Literally. Yeah.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Where did you see Oppenheimer at?
You said where?
Yeah.
Tinseltown.
Okay.
Normal standard.
Normal sound?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah.
I feel like people got way to that. Like, I feel like unless you're like really, really in the movies, like
For sure.
just go see it. Like,
Yeah.
obviously he had a vision for it.
Yeah.
But if like, like that's expensive. Like
Yeah,
it's like
no, literally.
$16 a
Yeah.
seat. Like I don't know about that.
Yeah, and I went to see it with Gina, my best friend. So I was like,
Awesome.
I'll just take whatever. Like, I wasn't trying to get her to spend like $30
Yeah,
on
of course.
ticket because she was very much going for me.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's just do standard. Let's keep it chill. But I obviously need to see it at least 2 more times. So I
Yeah.
might explore after that.
I didn't see it in IMAX. I saw it in XD at
Okay.
Tinseltown as
Yeah.
well. And I saw it with my in-laws.
Yeah.
So, and Kayla, who is my wife, not
Yeah.
just Kayla, but
Yeah, yeah.
different Kayla. Yeah, I was. It still looked good. I heard apparently that projector is like formatted well for it,
Okay.
so it looked really nice.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, this is film. This looks really good. But apparently, film as far as like motion picture goes, like it's way better.
Okay.
And then again, we can see that in photography,
Mhm.
like the formatting, and then like them building it
Yeah,
for
yeah.
film.
Yeah.
So I can imagine like the science behind it, or I heard about the science behind it, and it just shows really well.
Yeah.
So kudos to him for making like such a beautiful film too.
For sure.
What would you rate Oppenheimer at?
This is where the canceling begins. So I gave it a 3.5.
Wow.
Out of 5, yeah.
Out of 10?
Or no, sorry, out of 5. Yeah.
Oh, out of 5. Okay.
So out of 10, what's that, like 7 out of 10? 7.5
Six-
out of 10?
Yeah, 7 or 6.5. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I feel like the average is probably like a 4 or 4.5. So
Okay.
like, I'm below average, but I didn't think it was a dud. So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Sweet.
yeah.
I was about to say 3 out of 10.
No,
oh my
no,
gosh,
no.
what happened? What did you think going into this film? Like, what did you expect? Like, what were your expectations
Yeah.
met and like not met, or were they just ultimately met? You're like, okay, thanks Nolan, that was
Yeah.
great.
I on purpose didn't really look anything up.
Nice.
I think I maybe saw one trailer. Because I knew, spoiler, I knew Josh Peck was in it. I feel like that's pretty
Yeah,
common
pretty
knowledge.
standard. His 14 lines or whatever.
Yeah, whatever. So I was like, I think I remember seeing him in a trailer. I knew it was obviously about the atom bomb, but other than that, like I didn't even know the guy was like a real guy. Like I had to look up everything after.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
okay.
So I went into it pretty much blind, because I feel like that's just better with Nolan
Yeah.
and stuff. Because you're gonna be confused or
Exactly.
surprised or whatever anyway. And I think, I don't know, like because I didn't have any expectations. It's hard to say like if they were met or not.
Yeah.
It's definitely not my favorite Nolan film, so I guess in that way, maybe let down. But I also wasn't expecting it to trump Inception for me.
Yeah.
So it was like,
Yeah.
it's a trade-off,
I feel
I
like
guess.
I feel like Nolan is a heavy like experience director. He
Yeah.
like, wants you to experience while he pushes for like film and want
Mhm.
you to see it in the cinema at this capacity and all that. I feel like he heavily relies on his like obviously his team, and you have to.
Yeah.
It's like that's the whole film process.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
a whole team aspect. But I feel like he really relies on his actors to deliver the performance, obviously. And then like he really just focuses and hones in like, I just want you to experience, because I think the last 2 films with this one and Tenet,
Yeah,
he really just said like, don't try to understand it, just experience it.
yeah,
Like, and I'm like, and once he said that for Tenet, when I went into Tenet, I was like, wow, I really love this film. Like,
Yeah.
I really liked it. It's
Yeah.
lower on my Nolan list
for sure.
as far as Nolan films go,
Yeah.
but it's pretty high in general.
Yeah,
I thought that was a phenomenal concept of like time travel,
yeah.
but also like he always pushes boundaries.
Hmm.
So I did really like Oppenheimer. I did rate it really high,
Okay,
but as far as Nolan films go, I think it's like my 4th one.
okay.
Definitely my top 5 because experience goes.
Yeah,
And I'm including the hype for it for like Barbieheimer.
okay, yeah.
And I'm including like this, literally the cinematic
Yeah.
like experience. And then like obviously actors were great.
Yeah.
I thought they did really well. Watching side by side videos with a lot of the actors or like pictures, I'm just like, oh dang.
Yeah, the
they
casting was
killed
great.
it. Oh yeah. And then the whole first person black and white thing, and then come back to color. I was really impressed with
Yeah.
it. I was like, dang, this looks good.
Yeah.
Like I did not have an issue with it. A lot of people did.
Mm.
And I'm just like, do you guys not understand storytelling? Like,
Yeah.
simple storytelling.
Yeah.
But it's a minor thing. I feel like people just had an issue with.
For sure.
So if there's anything that stuck out to you, like big time, as far as like good, bad, what stuck out to you from the film?
I feel like good or like most memorable is the shot when the bomb goes off and it's just like
Yeah.
dead silent. that was just like a masterpiece.
Yeah.
I feel like that was like the most memorable, I guess, shot, or like, you know, you always like see a movie and you're like, that shot like is like inspiring and things like that. Casting, acting, I felt like was really good. I felt like the pace, or I guess this was probably the first Nolan film where I felt like I was like looking at my watch, because I felt like it felt just like really slow.
Yeah.
Which normally I'm like, I've watched Zack Snyder's Justice League with like no issue.
Yeah.
So I'm not, you know, if it's over like an hour, like I can't do it. I can watch like a long movie, but it just felt long.
It did feel long.
And I feel like every time I watch a new Nolan film, I'm like, this is the most complex, or this is the most dense. But I think because it was all about, you know, physics and all of that, like the subject matter, you're trying to like catch along with the dialogue. I'm like, I don't know, like I hate math, hate science. So that was hard, on top of like, you know, it being a Nolan film, so you're trying to remember everything. I'm trying to like, it's like 3 hours in and I'm trying to remember how the person from the beginning related. Like all those things were a little bit tougher for me this movie for some reason. So that was probably like more in the bad. But yeah, those are like the top things that kind of stick out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a hard film to get through as far as length goes.
Yeah.
I did enjoy it overall. I thought most things were necessary.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I get it. But like at the end of it, I'm like, dang, my back is like,
Yeah.
I need to get up and stretch.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm not leaving the seat. Like, I purposely did not drink or eat anything like prior.
Literally
like an hour.
same.
Yeah. I was like, I'm not getting up.
Yeah, you're
like,
parched.
like I waited too long.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
Kayla's like, you want something to drink? I'm like, no, stop.
Yeah,
Just no. Can't think about it. Can't think about it. So, but it was so funny. You said you saw it with your best friend Gina.
Yes.
I know Gina. I just like to say it for
everyone. For context.
Yeah. Did you see it with anybody else, or you plan on seeing the next couple times with anybody else, or have you seen it more than once yet?
No, I've only seen it once. I'd be down to see it again with anybody. I might see it. Yeah, I'm totally down. Might see it again, just like go randomly one day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm down to see it with anybody, literally.
Okay.
I want to see it at least, I feel like at least 3 times. I don't know if 3 times in the theater, but for sure. Yeah.
There's some long movies that I would watch over and over again.
Yeah.
I would say like, I mean, Interstellar's pretty long. That's like 2:30 something,
Yeah,
right?
it's pretty long.
Interstellar is amazing.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier the other day, I did a top 10 Nolan film.
Okay, yeah.
The only reason it's not my number one is because I have such a personal connection with The Prestige.
Okay.
That it's just, that's my number one. It's going to stay there probably for a while, unless he makes something like mind-blowing.
Yeah, yeah.
Which he does, but not like over the top.
Yeah.
But I love that he pushes boundaries, and I love Oppenheimer. There were some things that did stick out that were just kind of like, bro, I did not expect this.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Like, but then again, I've heard interviews with him. He makes a good point.
Okay.
Whether it makes us comfortable or not, whatever. I did not expect that.
Yeah.
You mentioned that in your text. It was unexpected, and we're just talking about that sex scene in the film.
Yeah.
So but that's all we'll leave
the
it
jump
at.
Scare.
Yeah. I was like, that's the actual bomb in the film.
Yeah.
But no, we'll just leave it at that. It was just unexpected. It was I guess a creative take that he thought was necessary. Still love him, respect him as a filmmaker. But I was just like, bro, what? I thought it was rated R because we were gonna see some of Japan like scenes, like horrific scenes.
Yeah. You're like, that's not the rating I expected.
I didn't read sexual content on the R rating on there. I didn't. It's my fault for not reading, but everyone was an adult about it, and that's what you have to be.
For sure.
But overall, as far as sticking out, that stuck out. I was like,
I did forget about that. Yeah.
I was like, hey, Kayla, how are you? My wife was like, hey.
Yeah.
But yeah, did you have any favorite part of the film? Like, I know I just asked you like what stuck out and everything, like the bomb scene or the actual explosion and whatnot. Was there anything like favorite parts or anything that's small that stuck out to you as far as like maybe somebody's acting, maybe set design, maybe like costume? I don't know, something like along those lines, maybe.
Yeah, I thought I think. Yeah, so after we saw it, me and Gina, we got Bok Chicken Truck.
Nice. So good.
Yeah, we sat in the car and we watched one of like the cast interviews. And Killian was talking about the choice of like at one point he was wearing kind of the army uniform, and then I forget who it was challenged him, was kind of like, why are you wearing this?
Oh yeah.
And then so he changed back into his clothes, and then from then on he had the hat on, and so that was like a cool kind of a cool evolution. Like, it was very small, but like obviously we care about fashion and things like that. So that was like a cool thing that I was like, oh, like it was kind of like another mark in the movie of like, okay, this is another chapter type of thing.
Yeah, I thought they did really well with costume and everything. I think Albert Einstein was just so cool.
I was like, is this him?
Did they freeze him just for this film?
Yeah.
Like that's where he pushes the boundaries. If they would have actually done that, I think that would have been my favorite Nolan film. They actually got Albert Einstein.
Yeah.
They did a really good job.
Incredible job, yeah.
And I love those scenes with them together because it shows that even though these men were brilliant in their field, they were still human at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Which is what I loved how they explored in this film, because it's based off this book called, I guess, American something.
Okay, yeah, I think I saw that in the credits or something like that. Yeah,
but so Nolan adapted it for screen from that book.
Got it.
And so a lot of it is like heavily in that, and then but it's just like exploring the humanity of like brilliant men. Yeah. Because if you have a title of Destroyer of Worlds, you got some like heaviness behind you.
For sure.
And he really just like explored. It was like good character study for just overall. Yeah. I will say the guy that you're talking about for the army suit that told him. Yeah. I don't know if you know this actor. Did you ever watch the Santa Claus growing up?
With Tim Allen?
Yeah. Yeah. Bernard, the elf, head elf. That was him.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
So he's older. I looked over at. I'm like Shannon Wall said this because Andre and Shannon called me immediately after I got out of the point. But I wanted to lean over. I wish I would have leaned over and all, but I was like, hey, that's Bernard, the head elf from there.
Wow. Okay.
I was like, dang, he aged. Like,
I mean, it was a jam-packed cast. Like,
it was.
Every 5 seconds, it was like, oh, okay. Yeah, literally.
But how crazy it is that he has to be like, he's such a like high director. Yeah. Where cameos are big A-list stars.
Yeah. No, literally. Yeah. In the same interview me and Gina were watching, Florence Pugh was like, he kept being like, hey, it's a small role. I understand if you don't want to take it. Hey, it's a small role. And she was like, no, like it's a Nolan movie. Like I will play whatever.
I'll do whatever you want.
So even just that he has that caliber to like, for Florence Pugh to feel that way about a Nolan movie is crazy.
I know. The impact in like that he has in the industry is crazy.
100%.
So I keep hoping, and that's crazy that he like Universal. Yeah. Because he was with Warner Brothers for years. Okay. And then like the whole debacle. Yeah. Now he did Universal, and Universal's like, Nolan, we'll grab him. We'll let you do whatever you want. What's your budget? $500 million. Yeah. You can have it. I don't think it was that, but still. I was just like, dang, they really just gave him whatever he wanted. Yeah. They're like, hey, I want this guy in there. Can you get this guy in there? Yeah. And it's like, yeah, we can do that. And then, like you said, he'll probably explain it like it's small role. Yeah, like, I'm sorry. Like, oh my gosh, the impact that this man has on the film world. Are there any other films that you're looking forward to this year at all?
I feel like I definitely have a list. I don't know. Is Captain America coming out this year? Or is that
I think it got pushed back to next year.
Yeah, I think Tavian did say that. I remember that being. I feel like I'm like pretty behind. There's stuff that's come out that I want to see. Like I never saw Creed 3. I still haven't seen Barbie. What's it? Air? Is that the one about the night? Yeah.
It's on Prime, I think.
Okay. Yeah. So there's like a couple that I'm like behind on. Yeah. But nothing like off the top of my head. Okay. Yeah.
What have you seen so far this year that you can think of?
I just watched Guardians Volume 3.
Oh, how did you like that?
It came out on Disney Plus on Wednesday. I did not like it.
You did?
Yeah, I did it. I don't know if I'm just like becoming a really harsh critic. But I'm also not the biggest Guardians person. Like I'm like watching it for the sake of like the Marvel universe. Yeah. But I'm not huge on like their storyline. I told Tammy I did cry quite frequently just because of like Rocket's story and all that. That just was like so sad to me. But it just was like I feel like the story was a bit weak, and it was just like Will Poulter's character. I was looking forward to him. And it felt a bit cheesy, so I was like, ha. But I understand for the sake of like who they are to the MCU. I feel like I've seen like random stuff. Like I watched Robin Hood.
Nice.
With I don't know his name. He was in Kingsman.
Egerton, whatever.
Yeah, him. Jamie Foxx was in it. Yeah. That was decent. Like a lot of Flamin' Hot was surprisingly good.
I didn't watch that yet.
I liked
asking
it.
Kayla, and she's like, no, I'm don't want to watch that.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, well,
I think
we'll get there.
my dad, I watched it for the first time by myself, and then I watched it with my parents, and I think he thought it was like a documentary, so he's like, ah, and then he watched it and he was like, oh, that's actually good,
Like
because it's like a remake type of thing.
Didn't Eva Longoria direct that?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I like that one. I'm sure there's more.
Did you see Mission Impossible?
No, I haven't seen that. No.
All right, I haven't either.
Yeah.
I waited, and then Oppenheimer and all that came out.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get on that.
And then I watched a scary movie recently. I know you'll never watch it your entire life. I was terrified.
Yeah.
So I would not recommend that movie to anybody.
Okay.
As far as like, if they're actually into like horror and thriller, I'd be like, yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
But if you're not, do not watch that movie.
Yeah.
I was like borderline, like, oh my gosh, I literally do not want to go home alone right now.
Oh my gosh.
Because Kayla was like hanging out with her friends.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, bro, I'm gonna stay out for a little bit.
Yeah. So okay, not gonna watch that.
I
I feel like there's another Marvel movie that came out on Disney Plus.
I think a show came out, Secret Invasion, where you're not TV gal.
I watched that though.
Oh, you
I watched
did?
that, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Because I've been keeping up with like the whole story.
Okay.
I think it's like decent. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have one more episode.
Okay.
But I liked it so far.
Yeah.
I love that cast.
Yeah.
I thought it was like, I'm like, oh, dude, this
Yeah.
is a sick cast. Let's go.
Yeah. Everyone's raving about I don't know her name, but
Emilia Clarke.
I think so.
Yeah.
Wait, is she not the Gaia or Jaya?
That's
Not her. She's like the secret agent, British. She was like torturing in the beginning.
Oh, Olivia Colman.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
The older
Everyone's
lady.
like she was like the highlight of it. So I'm like,
Okay.
I can
Love
see that. Yeah.
I know you're not TV entirely, but have you seen any of the like the shows everyone's raving about, like Beef or The Bear at all?
I started watching Beef. It got a little intense, so I was like, I'm gonna take a break. I watched all of The Bear though. I like The Bear a lot.
Season 1?
Yeah.
Did you watch- There's 2 seasons.
Yeah, I watched both seasons.
Okay.
Yeah, I binged like all of it. Yeah.
Yes, chef.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, chef. Yeah. I thought it was really, obviously it's pretty, like, there's a lot of cursing in it.
Of course.
So, if anybody's leery of that. But I mean, it's funny because, like, when you think about it, like, trying to explain it to people, I'm like, not much happens. Like, it's, like, all around a kitchen, but, like, it's just, like, a good show. I don't know how to explain it.
It's just, like, like, realistic acting.
Yeah.
And, like, I feel like they really dive into, like, a kitchen experience.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I've heard, like, cooks and chefs and anybody that's worked in, like, a kitchen or customer service restaurant before, like, they see a lot of, like, oh, yeah, we did do that.
Wow,
like,
yeah, that's super cool.
So it's the small details. It's funny.
Yeah.
And people have been raving, like, on TikTok and stuff about their fashion stuff.
I have seen, I think I saw a reel about Jeremy Allen White.
Yeah.
Is that his name? Yeah. You're like, he's just wearing white tees, but it's something about it. And I'm like, huh, okay.
And then people were like, oh, yeah, he wears this, like, Japanese knit tee. They come in a package of 2.
Okay.
And then they're like $50 a pack.
Yeah.
But they're made differently. Like, there's these machines where they don't have, you know how t-shirts now have these seams on the side? They don't have those.
Wow. Okay.
So the way they're, like, designed, the machine can only make one size at a time. So they have 7 different machines for different sizes, but they can only make one at a time.
Wow. Okay.
But that's why they're so expensive and whatnot.
So it's like the Wagyu beef of white tees.
Basically. And then there's another version of it that's like higher quality or whatever. And then I don't know if actual chefs wear that and whatnot, but I was just, they deep dove into like everyone's like character as far as fashion goes. I'm like, dang.
I never noticed it, but yeah, I have seen like a reel or 2 about it, and I was like, huh, I kind of want to go back and watch for that now. Yeah.
So are there any other last notes about Oppenheimer that you loved, or are you looking forward to the next Christopher Nolan film?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't think it's for everybody has pitchforks. I don't think it's a dud. It's definitely, I don't know where it sits. I'll have to sit with it to see. I mean, maybe top 5, maybe 5.
Okay.
Maybe not, I don't know.
What would be your top 5? Let's exclude Oppenheimer right now.
Yeah.
What would be your top 5? Obviously Inception.
Yeah, Inception, Interstellar, probably Dark Knight.
Okay.
Probably Dark Knight Rises.
Okay.
And then Tenet.
Nice.
Probably, yeah. And then probably close 6th would be Dunkirk.
Dunkirk is awesome.
Yeah.
I love war films. I don't know why. It just seems very, like, it's already a heaviness to it, especially in a time era like Nazi Germany era. Sure. It's like, okay, bad stuff happened a lot. So.
Yeah, and that was like an interesting take because it was like almost all of it was silent. So it was like a very interesting way to something so like violent and like adrenaline, and then you have like a mainly silent, a lot of some slow parts. It was a very interesting take on that, which I think is, even with this story, when Oppenheimer is a very interesting take on something. Like, it's something historical, it's like actual story, but like it causes you to kind of look at it from a different perspective, which is probably every Nolan movie. Time, dreams, space. It's like, oh, we've seen this before, and it's like, I've never seen a movie like this, which is, I think, where he kind of thrives for his movies.
What kind of movies would you want to see him take on? Like, what kind of theme? I would say, real quick, like, just to give you an idea of what I'm asking, like a fashion film, like him take on like some kind of fashion icon, or just create a fashion industry like deep dive and like do like these tight thread shots. I don't know, like just like make his own thread. Like, we made our own like thread to, and our own different kind of micro lens to like, yes.
That'd be interesting. I would probably take that further, and maybe like, I feel like we don't get very many, I guess you call like story pieces from him, like as maybe Batman, even though it wasn't, you know, original, accurate from the comic or whatever. But yeah, maybe another like story piece like this. So maybe a fashion designer specifically, I think would be cool. I don't know who. I feel like I don't know very many. Maybe Virgil. Let's say Virgil.
That'd be sick.
That'd be cool. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Okay. That'd be interesting.
That would be either fashion or racing. I don't know. I just see him do like a friggin' what is it, Formula 1 racing or something like that. Yeah,
like a different, his version on like Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah,
something like that.
Deal. Yeah, that'd be insane.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty much all I got for you. Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, of course. I had fun.
Everyone, this is the biggest Nolan fan I know. And she'll continue to probably be so, in my opinion. So again, thank you so much. Go see Oppenheimer.
Go see it.
And see you guys next time.
Sweet. Peace.